Record. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. My name is Danyelle Peiffer. I'm a Regional Vice President in Tammy Higginbotham's nation. If you just jumped on, if you could mute yourself, that would be wonderful.
You know where this one goes, Mom? Can you guess?
Okay. Tonight we're going to be talking about a book by Simon Sinek, Start With Why. And I just want to say that tonight I'm so excited to be training. And let me tell you why I'm excited to be training. Well, I am excited to be training you tonight because I'm hoping that I might say something that will inspire you or motivate you so that you can go out there and help others. And that's why I'm so excited to be training tonight. And knowing your why is something that can change everything for you. If you know why you're doing it, like right now, I'm doing this to hopefully inspire you. You know what? If I'm not perfect, that's okay. We've already messed up. We already didn't get it started the way we had planned, but that's okay because I'm going to speak from my heart and I'm going to give you the truth I know, and hopefully that helps you. That's my why for being here. That's my why for taking the time for making this training. But knowing your why and being able to clearly articulate your why can increase your leadership skills. And so, you know, why Arbonne? Why are you doing Arbonne? Now, I'm sure this isn't the first time you've been asked that question. If you've been an Arbonne consultant for a hot second, you know that our why is one of the most important things to us. And you've probably heard, you know, a why that needs to make you cry, or a why that needs to make you work. Know your why. When times are tough, if you know your why, you can get through anything. If you know your why, you'll figure out the how. Why? It's so important. Well, the author that we're going to be talking about a little bit, Simon Sinek, believes that great leaders start with why. And so I'd really like to ask some of the great leaders in my organization. We've recently, I got to thank Kim Mason. She is the one who brought this book to my attention. Well, my brother brought the book to my attention, I don't know, 8 months ago, but I did not, for whatever reason, have enough desire to want to read it when he brought it to me. But when Kim Mason brought it to me, an Arbonne consultant, do you see that right there? There's a level. I trust my brother, but he's not a successful Arbonne consultant, so I didn't have that same connection to the book as when my leader, Kim Mason, brought it to me. So Kim suggested that we find our why. That's another thing that you can do, is you can find your why. With the help of Simon Sinek. And we did an exercise to find our why. So Kim Mason, hopefully, I can't see if you're on here. There's a lot of people, but if you're on here, can you unmute yourself? And can you share with us the why that you discovered?
Sure. So after going through this experience, my why is to pour into others so that they may be empowered to be their true self, meet their potential, and have choices in the life that they live, rather than living a life of obligation.
Thank you. Celeste Phillips, will you jump on here?
Yeah, thank you very much. So after doing this exercise, I found that my why is to love, serve, and uplift others so they may feel accepted and free to be more and meet their full potential, either physically, mentally, spiritually, or emotionally.
Thank you. Shayna Stewart, are you available? Can you unmute and share your why?
I'm here. Thank you. So my why is to empower others through education and training to overcome their obstacles and to become the best possible versions of themselves.
Thank you. Thank you. And last but not least, Brooke Lowry, are you on?
I am, fresh out of work. So after going through the amazing experience of doing this, my why is to trailblaze and help others solve problems so that they can live a full life to achieve their dreams without boundaries.
Thank you guys so much for being vulnerable like that. To get on here, there's almost 100 people listening, and for you guys to share what you've discovered from yourself, it's so amazing, and you're going to inspire others with sharing your why. And I'm going to share with you the why that I developed through going through this system, and my why is to develop a sense of belonging among others so they are safe to continually better themselves and to help others do the same. So if you listen to those whys, they're all different, but man, there's a lot of similarities in those whys. I hope you heard those similarities. And I think what's really cool about that is we have those similarities because we were all attracted to Arbonne. So why were we all attracted to Arbonne? Well, it's probably because we were attracted to Arbonne's why. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Last week, Nair did an amazing training about the first couple of parts of this book. There we go. Sorry about that. And I just want to review something that you may have seen in her training. So the first thing I just want to show you is the golden circle. So this is something that the author talks about, is that, it says in this example, it says organization, but most people know what they do or what product they're selling. And some know how they're doing it, but not many know why they're doing it. Why is a purpose, a cause, a belief? Why does Arbonne do what Arbonne does? Like, why? So Arbonne's why, Nair shared with us last week, and this was pulled right off Arbonne's website. It just says, after 35 years, we understand why we're still here and why we'll be here for many more. It's a combination of amazing products, incredible people who work together to better themselves in the world. That's Arbonne's why, to better themselves in the world. And in my why, it talks about belonging so that people will better themselves and go help others. And then Brooks talked about trailblazing to better themselves and others. And Shaman talked about education to better themselves and others. And example after example. And if you really dug deep into your why, I bet you somewhere in there, it's about helping yourself become better and to go help others. So there's a theme throughout the part 3 of the book is what I'm doing. And the title is Leaders Need a Following. So here's the kind of theme I'm looking at. We're talking about, developing a culture. What's a culture? It's a group of people that have common values and beliefs, that they have a belonging together, a community together. They build trust through those beliefs and those values, because that belief and that purpose, their why. Wow. Those were the themes and some of the examples and stories he liked to share, because he says people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And so he spent a lot of time with military and with Navy SEALs, Marines, and he got to go in places that no one else got to go, which I think is so cool, the relationship he's built, that trust that he's built, that he's allowed to go in places where no one else can go. But he says he talks to a lot of military men and women, and he says, tell me a story that shows me your purpose for being here, for being in the Marines or whatever. And they come up with a story. And their story is not about winning. Their story is traditionally and always about helping. And it might be a story of helping people in the town they were in, or helping another military man or woman. But it was helping at a sacrifice of normally their safety. And when he hears a story and he's amazed by him, he asks them why. And every single time they respond, because I know someone else would have done it for me. That's that right there. Culture, belonging, community, trust, value, purpose, belief. Why? Because somebody else would have done it for me. And that is the community, the culture. So leaders need a following. That has to happen. You have to develop a culture, a belonging, community, so that you'll have trust, so that people see value in it. Another story he told is he talked about 2 masons that were building a cathedral. One mason knew he was building a cathedral because he was part of the community. He knows the purpose. He knows the why. The other mason, he's just there putting bricks together. And you go up to the mason that's just putting the bricks together. So we'll call him Mason 1. He's just flopping the bricks together and building something, a wall he doesn't know. And someone says, well, tell me what you do. And he goes, I spend 10 hours a day in the hot sun breaking my back, building this wall, putting these bricks together. And the second mason, same question. What do you do? He says, I'm building a cathedral. 10 hours in the hot sun. It's backbreaking work, but I'm building a cathedral. And let me tell you, if somebody with an easier job with more pay goes to mason number 1 and says, do you want out? He's going to say, yes, for the love, I want out. But when you go to mason number 2 and you say, do you want out? He might think, but I'm building a cathedral. I know my why. I know my purpose. I know why I'm sweating in the hot sun and breaking my back day after day. And I might never see it finished, but just to know that I spent my life devoted to be part of this. What are you doing with your Arbonne business? What are you doing? Are you building a cathedral? Does sometimes it feel backbreaking? Are you in the hot sun sometimes and you're sweating? Maybe just because you're standing in front of people giving a presentation about how to put on the RE9 skincare. Maybe that's it. You're sweating. But are you doing something bigger? Do you know why? So let's see. Trust equals value. And I think I saw something. So, and the value that's built through this trust is the success that you're going to find in your leadership. And it's just some questions to ask yourself. Is, do you have others' best interests at heart? What do you value? What are your beliefs? What is your why? And with some of the things I pulled from the book is, leading means others are willing to follow you because they want to, because they believe that their leader has their best interest at heart. So they're choosing to follow. And we've succeeded as a species because of our ability to form cultures, groups of people who come together for a common set of values and beliefs. We come together, we build that trust. So find the people who believe what you believe. That's why it's so important to know why you're doing this. It's so important to know your beliefs. Because if you want to sponsor people into Arbonne and you want to find preferred clients and consultants and you want to lead them, you need to know why you're doing that. Another thing that he talks about is the tipping point. And this is something I'm sure you may not have seen it before. With my marketing background, I've seen tipping point before. My husband shared The Tipping Point, which is a book with me, and the law of diffusion. And I'm not going to go into great detail about this, but majority of people that are on the top of the bell-shaped curve are not going to do something or buy something unless the early people, the innovators and the adapters, do it first, and they kind of get referred to it. And you really can't market to this majority. I mean, you can. It's called manipulation. It's called, like, in a good way. I mean, I don't know, maybe a good way, but it's called like sales. Sale, Black Friday, come on in. It's manipulation. It's giving them a sale instead of providing trust and relationship to get a sale. But it's just a one-time sale. So what the goal here is to attract people to your why, so that the innovators that follow that why, that they're willing, if they hear something, let's say let's say I'm an innovator with technology. So when the latest and greatest device comes out, I'm going to pay top dollar to get it. It doesn't matter what it is. I love technology. And then there's the early adapters. So they saw a couple other people have it. So they're still willing to spend a little bit more money to get it first. But then there's the star, right where the tipping point occurs. What happens is if enough people, and they say about 15 to 18% of the marketplace, start with something, then that early majority will be like, I see my neighbors have this new piece of technology. Maybe I should ask them if they like it. And then it's called a referral. And they say, oh, I like it. Then they think, okay, I'll try it. Now, the late majority has to have like half the neighborhood. And then the laggers is really where I lie with technology. Is like everybody in the whole wide world has to do it, and then you're willing to get it. So there's a law of averages. And sometimes we talk about that in Arbonne. It's kind of, you throw the spaghetti against the wall, some of it's going to stick, about 10%. But with the tipping point, what the goal is, it's really to go beyond that 10%, get to the 15, 18%. So how does that relate to Arbonne? Well, I think about if you know a nurse, she's working in a unit with people. And what can happen is if one nurse starts drinking your Arbonne protein shake, early adapters are like, who's this innovator? What do you have? What do you have that I don't know about? What's this Arbonne protein shake? Well, if that innovator has a trust relationship with you and they are like innovating and believing in this product and they're sharing it at work, there's going to be some early adapters that are going to say, I'm going to be willing to try that. But what can happen is when you build that relationship and you make a culture and you've gotten that innovator to be part, maybe they're on your Facebook page, they're downloading recipes, and then they're sharing it with coworkers, and those early adapters start asking, can I try a protein shake? Oh, you know what? I might do this 30 days. What happens is there's a tipping point, and you find a whole unit of nurses are now doing 30 days to healthy living together with you. And the same thing works for our skincare, and the same thing works with sponsoring into our business. So what happens is when you start sponsoring a couple people and a couple people in your circle start seeing that, they're like, oh, what are they being a part of that I'm not a part of? Wait, now she's got 5 people doing that crazy thing. Maybe I should look into it a little bit more. So when you're talking to people, don't worry if they don't get it off the bat. I mean, like most people aren't going to get it. But if you really can speak with your why, you're going to find those innovators that want what you're doing. They're going to want to follow you. And give people something to believe in. I think there's a song about that. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., he talks about in the book about, how did 250,000 people know to show up on August 28, 1963 in Washington, D.C.? How'd they know that? Did they send out 250,000 invitations and all those people came? Did they post it on Facebook? No, they didn't. What they did is one person start saying, I believe, and I'm going to go speak about it. I believe that Black children and white children are going to one day play in a playground together. I believe this with all my heart, and I'm going to stand up in Washington, D.C., and I'm going to tell people about this. And the people that connected with that and had that same belief said, hey, you know what? Some guy who believes this is going to be talking. We should go. And then they go tell more people. And who told more people? And that day, when 250,000 people stood up to listen to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. say what he believed, they weren't there to listen to him. If he was singing Christmas carols, they would not have shown up. They showed up for themselves because they believed that same thing. And they wanted to hear somebody talk about what they believe. So I put on here my thank you note. Recently, I sent out a bunch of samples, and this is the thank you note that I'm sending in my samples. My goal with Arbonne is to help others transform their lives to be the best versions of themselves. Arbonne has helped my family so much that I look forward to giving this blessing to others. If you are looking for better health, safer products, additional income, or time freedom to do what you choose with your time, we should chat more. Enjoy your samples. So this is my little experiment because this is what I believe. I believe this has helped me become a better person. I believe for others, it gives them the time freedom because maybe they're living a stressed out, working 3 jobs or working 1 big job. I truly believe this. And so these are my thank you notes. And it's a little experiment that I'm doing to see who connects to it. Because to be honest, these products are great. They're going to slap them on their face. If they like the products, they'll order them. If they don't, that's okay too. But if they believe in what I believe, wow, this could transform their lives. So, what do you give others to believe in? What are you selling? I can look at what you're selling and I can know what you believe in. Man, if you have a lot of people do the 30 days to healthy living, but you're not sponsoring consultants, it's because you believe 100% that you help people get healthier, but you haven't believed that you can help people grow their businesses. Same thing with skincare. I can look at your presentations. Man, if your presentations are like 1,000, 1,500 in sales, but you're not sponsoring anyone, it's because you believe in having fun and people buying products and you believe in the products. You're not believing in the business opportunity. And the opposite is true too. If you're signing up people, but you go to a home party and you do $50 in sales, where do you lack your belief? I know where I lack mine. So what are you selling? Because your beliefs will show up in that. What do you do really well at? Give people something to believe in. Next. So sponsoring consultants. Do you believe Arbonne helps others? So that's a question I ask a lot of time when a consultant, I see in her dashboard, or I hear him or her talking about the activity they're in, and they're not sponsoring. So my first question is, do you believe that Arbonne helps others? Most people say yes. Everyone says yes. I haven't had anyone say, no, they don't. It doesn't help. Everyone says yes to that. Do you believe that people are successful with this? Do you believe that people have transformed their lives through the Arbonne business opportunity? Do you believe that? I think we do. Like, I mean, think about Carlita Nelson. Think about her story and how she grew up and what she has now and what she's willing to give to others. Like, I mean, that's an extreme case. I mean, this business transforms lives. Do you believe in you? Whew. I think this is the one where everybody struggles. Let me take all the burden off your shoulders right now. It's not about you. So like, even if you sit there and you go, well, I don't know if I can do this, and you believe that these products help people. You believe they transform lives. Know your why. If you can share your why, articulate your why to others, you'll attract people who want that. And it doesn't matter if you think you're the best salesperson or the best business builder or the best coach. You don't have to have that full belief in you. You just have to know why you're doing it, and you're going to figure the rest out. So it's not you. People come into this business not because you're the best. It's because they see something. They see a why. Now, some people don't even know their why, and they're sponsoring people, and that might be because that those people they're sponsoring knows Arbonne's why, and they want that. Or maybe they're just like, well, shoot, this looks fun. I'll join. But when people really stick and build a business, it's because they're attracted to why you're doing it, and they believe in that. And they want that for themselves. And it's not about you. It's just that you're communicating the same thing they want. So things to consider, that this is kind of like dating. So maybe on the first date, you're not saying, I'm just looking for somebody who wants to have 6 kids and we're going to live in a house, down in Florida. Like, you don't communicate every single detail. But on the other hand, you don't sit there and say, hey, do you want to, walk up to the library? They need somebody to reshelf books. Like, you say, I'd like to go on a date with you. Now, I don't know. It's been forever since I've done this, but I'm pretty sure the concept hasn't changed. You communicate what you're looking for. And with Arbonne, the same thing's true. So when people talk about developing relationships, yes, this is a relationship business, but don't think, oh, I just met somebody new, I can't ask them about Arbonne. I have to develop this relationship. Well, that's kind of that's fake. I don't mean that so harshly, but I did it. That's why I can say it. Because somebody told me, you got to develop relationships before you can share Arbonne. And I spent the first 3 or 4 months of my business, having play dates just so I could develop relationships. And then I brought Arbonne up, and it just felt so fake. So I realized, just be me, know my why. If you know your why, it's so easy to be yourself. You can definitely just talk about Arbonne to begin with and just say, this is why I do Arbonne. I'd love for you to learn about it. It may or may not be a fit for you, but I just want you to know why I'm doing this. Sometimes it's about timing. Sometimes their why might match up with your why down the road. So during that time, you just want to build that trust, nurture that relationship. And then it's about growth. So you might not know your why, or maybe you do know your why, but actually growing with your why builds the confidence so that you can get out there and share it. And one thing the book talks about hiring. And I wanted to just say that sponsoring someone is kind of like hiring, and that it says in here that it's good to hire people that are passionate for your whys and your purpose, your cause, your belief, and your attitude. Hire people that fit your culture, because, and this is quotes, great companies don't hire skilled people and motivate them. They hire already motivated people and inspire them. So again, you're sponsoring into the business. Your goal is to find people who are attracted to what you believe in. So I'm just going to end it here with, when you know your why, you'll know your way. So Arbonne is a vehicle to get to wherever you want to go. And I'll tell you, some people are 6-wide ENVPs. Some people are at the consultant level, and anywhere in between. We all we say all the time, don't quit and don't compare. We all the time, don't quit, don't compare. And that's true. Don't quit, don't compare. This is your journey. It's your story. You go through everything you need to go through. One thing I just like you to keep in mind is that when you are looking at somebody else, because as much as we say don't quit and don't compare, it's kind of hard sometimes to look at somebody and they did something that you'd like to do and you want to learn from them, right? So it's not so much comparing, but you are looking at other people's journeys. Or if you decide that you're not where you want it to be, where you want it to be at. So some things to keep in mind is that the only variable in our businesses is ourselves, is you. You're the only variable in your business. We have the same products. We have the same compensation plan. It works. There are people who are selling these products and making money. There are people that are enjoying using these products. There are people that will host a presentation. Can you believe that? People actually host presentations. The only variable is you. So I say this with love, truly say this with love. If you're not where you want to go, it's up to you to do the growth that you need to do so that your business will grow where you want it to go. It is your journey and you could decide where you want to take it. All Arbonne is the vehicle. And I know without a doubt that if you decide that you want this vehicle to take you wherever it is you want to go in life, you have to know why you're doing it. Oh, I'm getting emotional. You have to know why. So please, if you don't, number one, read the book, start with why, do the exercise, find your why, and know why it is you wake up every morning. And once you know that, you can figure out how to do Arbonne, because Arbonne is really simple. You just go share your why with others and inspire them to do the same. Use amazing products in the process and be healthy. Thank you so much for letting me share tonight. I appreciate everyone being on. It is now the end of the call. If you have any comments or question, I'm just going to stop the recording and you can, or maybe we didn't record. I don't know. I might not. I thought I did.
Danyelle, yes, you can go ahead and stop the recording.
Oh, there's Tammy. Wonderful.
Yes, I am so sorry.